Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. Hopefully you guys are having a great day so far. In this episode, we're going to be using a pretty good swap card using the Alpine A110 at Expressway. So I did mention in my last Gran Turismo 7 video that I was going to be using this particular build. And it's been quite a while since I've actually done this build, but I did remember doing it in the past that this car has been decently pretty well when it comes to Tokyo Expressway 600. So hopefully by the end of this episode, this new combination will pretty much help you out, just in case if you're still looking for a good reliable car to use at Tokyo Expressway 600. And if for some reason this particular car does not work out, I would highly recommend just to save the car for Le Mans 700, because this car not only handles very decently well, but also has some pretty good speed too. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So we're going to go ahead and go to Brand Central, grab the car. As you can see, here's the stats of this car. Just a couple points off from the 600 point criteria, so we'll be able to put some upgrades into this car, even though we're doing the swap method. The price of the car is going to be right around 80,000 credits, so thankfully it's not too terribly expensive compared to other cars we have done in the past, like the GTR or the Honda NSX. So as of right now, it is a good start for this particular build, especially if you're looking more of an economic build for this particular swap. So after you grab this car, we are going to go back to GT Auto and go ahead and put the engine swap and the white body. So here we are at GT Auto. Like I said before, we're going to go ahead and add the wide body adjustment. It's going to cost you about 25,000 credits, so nothing really too expensive. You will lose over close to 2 points, so this is going to be quite a little bit of an advantage just by doing this. Now for this particular engine swap, it's going to be the R34 Nismo GTR engine swap. Now, just in case if you're wondering on how to buy an engine swap, you first need to be level 50 in the game in order for you to, quote, buy an engine swap. I'll show you another way of having a swap when we go back to our garage. But here's the engine. As you can see, pretty much everything is in the blue except for the weight. Even though we do gain a little bit of weight back onto the car, it still won't really matter, because just how much horsepower and torque this engine delivers for this car really makes it more of a beast of a car. So after you go ahead and buy this particular engine swap, I'll share the alternate way of doing it. So all you're simply going to do is go to your home, go to your tuning parts, which is going to be this box logo right here to the far right. And once you click on it, this is where all your parts are stored. So is your engine swaps. Now, unfortunately, I can't really give you a really good example of what to look out for a particular engine swap. But for example, we're going to be using the top right engine right here. Now, two things you can look out for is, one, the color of that taskbar is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be something similar to this, maybe a little bit not as bright, but more faded. That's one way you can tell that you have a swap in your garage you can redeem. And on the top right corner right here, where my cursor swaying back and forth, is the word compatible. After, let's say we do have it, just click on it and you're going to ignore this paragraph right here. You're just going to click that install button. If it's interactable, say yes, and you'll therefore redeem a free engine swap for any swaps you want to try in the game. Just make sure you have the right engine, otherwise it will not work. So here are the parts we're going to be using for tuning shop. The first part we're going to be for the sports is going to be the sport hard tires. After you get that equipped for club sports, it's going to be the power restrictor. Semi racing is going to be the high RPM turbocharger with fully customized LSD and manual transmission with increased vibrability, and that's going to pretty much be it for the whole entire build for the car. Okay, so the next part of the car is, of course, it's going to be the part from car customization. Here is what I have for the rims. Just make sure you have them set to standard. The only thing I do is change the offset to wide. For the front bumper, it's going to be type A, so pretty simple and pretty straightforward from that as well. After you get the front bumper attached to the car, the next step is going to be the side of the car as well. And as you may have guessed, it's also going to be type A. And then for our last particular part that you want to grab from car customization is, of course, going to be the rear wing. And that rear wing is, of course, going to be, as you may have guessed it, type A. Or per se custom wing set, but for the custom wing set, it doesn't matter what kind of height you can set. You can have it high, low, medium. In plate doesn't matter either. Just make sure it's custom wing set and you'll be good to go. Now here is a look for the build setup. If you want to go ahead and just pause the episode and make sure you have everything right, especially for the downforce and for the power restrictor. That's the only things you got to worry about for this particular build. Here's the other part of the build. You can see there's nothing back here other than the high RPM turbocharger with the increased biratio, and that's going to be pretty much be it for the build itself. So let's go ahead to the track and see how good this car is. Now I did mention before this car is actually pretty smooth and pretty quick thanks to the engine swap, but also the car itself, it's an MR, so it's going to be a pretty nice feeling car. It's not going to be something you have to worry about in the past if you have like any understeer or oversteer like that. You might have to worry about maybe there's a teensy bit of oversteer, possibly. It depends on how early you get to the power. If you get too early, maybe it will really mess up the car or really make it upset, something like that. But as you can see, the car is overall pretty smooth, so you shouldn't really have to worry about too much about the handling. You just have to get a real good consistency run, and then once the tires do warm up, once the track does begin to dry up, you will then really put on some really good quick competitive laps against the AI. Now as you can see here, I did mess up that corner, got back on the power a little bit too prematurely right there, and you can see the GTR did manage to get back right in front of us, but in the next couple corners we are going to fight back and reclaim this place, and we're going to be looking for more spots after we pass the GTR. So we get a nice run on the GTR, and we're going to go ahead and grab fifth place right there. So we're going to squeeze it right in front of it. We're going to now focus our attention to the old gen Impreza. As we get a pretty decently good run, we're going to give it a little bit of a bump right there, and we're going to go make a move on its right side. Hopefully we're going to outbrake a little bit, and thankfully we do slam the door on the Impreza, making us P4 as we hit to the end of the exit route. As we go down the ramp, right in front of us is of course the RX-7 and the old gen Supra as well. Now these two cars we know from the past, they actually will overcook this last corner, and once again they both really take the worst possible braking point in the game, and we're going to gain a lot of time off of them. Now we can't make a move just yet. We're going to get a good decent exit, get that little bit of that slipstream from the Supra. As we're about to approach the tunnel, we're going to get some of that slipstream from the RX-7, and right as we finish the first lap, we're going to grab P2, just barely. But good start for us in this race. We can now focus on trying to catch the race leader, which is of course the Honda NSX. As we fast forward to lap 3, pretty much close to a quarter way through the lap, we've actually have managed to catch up with the NSX, and we're trying to find a way to actually pass the Honda and not to get to not so much dirty air from it. So we're going to be close to where we were at with the GTR. Got ourselves a good run. We're going to go through that hole, and it works out for us nicely, and we get ourselves a nice clean pass on the Honda. And from that point on, we can just really push hard and just try get away from the field as fast as possible. As we fast forward lap 7, since it's going to be our lap to pit, we are going to keep our tires as they are. We don't have to worry about changing tires. All we're going to be doing here is refilling the car with fuel. As you'll see, we're going to refuel the car until we pass that little diamond icon, which is going to be our last lap indicator. Once we get ourselves a little bit past that mark, we're going to go ahead and drop the jack and go, and we actually do keep the lead after the pit stop cycled through. Fast forward to lap 10 is going to be our official hot lap for the race. So I really encourage you guys just to watch this hot lap, and then I will come back as we finish up for our overall review of the car. Okay, so as we finish up the rest of the race, the car did really well. Like I mentioned before, very smooth from the drop of the flag to the finish of the race. Fuel, not really a thing to be concerned about, which is also another great thing as well. As we finish up the race, it's going to be a 26:05, 06, somewhere around there, and the car just did really well with the engine package. So if you do have the car and engine together, I would highly recommend giving that a shot. As you can see, we got ourselves that sweet clean race bonus, and that's going to be pretty much be it for the end of the episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully this particular engine swap will help you out at Tokyo Expressway 600, which I do know that Tokyo tends to be a bit more trickier, especially compared to the other races that it has to offer in Gran Turismo 7. So for our next preview, I've actually been given a request to do the Alfa Romeo Giulia. So we're going to take this car out and give it a shot at Tokyo Expressway 600. I have done this car in the past with both the original engine and the engine swap, so I'll be doing this with the original engine since the user did not really explain if they wanted to have the engine swap or keep it stock. But to make things fair, it'll be stock, so don't worry about it. So hopefully this episode helps. If you guys did manage to enjoy today's episode, why not go ahead and leave a like. If you have a particular car or any particular build you'd like for me to try out, either at Tokyo Expressway or Spa or Sardinia, Le Mans, you're more than welcome to put those suggestions at the comment section below. And if you want to check out my last Gran Turismo 7 that you want to check out, there it is right there. And with that all being said, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day or night wherever it might be. And I'll see you guys later, and take care.